So stop, before you build another AI agent, before you write another line of code, before you even open that AI platform, you're probably missing the one thing that separates successful AI agents from expensive failures. And I learned this the hard way after wasting weeks building an AI agent that automated the wrong thing entirely. So today we're talking about AI agents, but not in the way you'd expect. We're not diving into N8N, we're not comparing Claude with GPT, we are talking about something way more fundamental that nobody seems to be discussing. And if you skip this step, your AI agent will either fail completely or automate the wrong process so efficiently that you'll end up creating more work for yourself. So trust me on this one. So here's what actually happens. Someone learns about AI agents, they get super excited about their possibilities, and they immediately jump into building. Maybe they want to automate their email responses or create a customer support bot, or build something to handle the social media. The excitement is real, but here's the thing. Most people skip straight to the how do I build this without asking what exactly am I building. And that's where everything falls apart. Let me give you a real example. A few months ago I decided to build an AI agent that handles customer support tickets. Sounds simple, right? I spent 3 weeks building this sophisticated system with multiple prompts, decision trees, integration with our ticketing system. Launch day comes and within 2 hours we had to shut it down. Why? Because I automated a process I didn't actually understand. I thought customers wanted instant automated responses. Turns out, for our specific business, customers were willing to wait longer for personalized human responses. The agent was solving a problem we did not have and creating new problems we didn't anticipate it on. So, the 3-week project, complete waste, and it could have been avoided with about 2 hours of proper process mapping. So here's what you actually need to do before building any AI agent. Sketch the process, map it out, document it, make it visual. I don't care if you use a whiteboard, a fancy tool like Miro, or just a pen and paper. The tool doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand every single step of the process you are trying to automate. And I mean every step, not just the happy path, not just the obvious stuff, everything. Because here's the truth, you cannot automate what you don't understand. And you definitely can't build an effective AI agent if you haven't mapped out all the decision points, exceptions and edge cases in your process. Think about it this way, would you hire a human assistant and tell them just handle customer emails without any training or context? Definitely not. You will walk them through exactly how you want things done. Show them examples, explain the exceptions. Your AI agent needs the same thing. So how do you actually do this? So let me walk you through my process of mapping framework. It's that simple and it works. So the first step is define the start and end point. First, clearly define where your process starts and where it ends. This sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people get this wrong. For example, does your customer service process start when an email arrives or when a customer has a problem? Does it end when you send a response or when the customer confirms the issue is resolved? These distinctions matter hugely for your AI agent design. Write down your start point and end point, and at the top of your page make them crystal clear. So the next thing is list every single step. So now you'll list every step that happens between start and finish. And I mean every step. Don't skip the obvious ones. Those obvious steps often contain important nuances. So let's use email response as an example. Email arrives in the box, check sender identity, read email content, categorize the type of inquiry, check if we have previous conversation history, determine urgency level, draft appropriate response, review for tone and accuracy, send response, tag and file email, set follow-up reminder if needed. So see how many steps that is, and that's a relatively simple process. Most business processes have way more steps than you initially think. Step 3, identify decision points. So this is critical. So in your process, where do humans make decisions? These are your if this then that moments. Using our email example, what if it's a VIP customer? What if the email is an angry versus neutral? What if it's a refund request versus a product question? What if they have contacted us 3 times about the same issue? Mark every decision point in your process. These decision points are where your AI agent will need the most sophisticated logic. And here's a pro tip, if you find yourself saying, well, it depends, that's a decision point. Document what it depends on. Document the exceptions. So every process has exceptions, the edge cases. The weird scenarios that happen 5% of the time but cause 80% of the headaches. Write these down in your email process. What happens if someone emails at 2 a.m.? What if they attach a 50 MB file? What if they email 3 times in a row? What if their issue requires multiple departments? Your AI agent needs to know how to handle these exceptions. And you can't program exception handling if you haven't identified the exceptions first. Note what requires human judgment. So finally, and this is perhaps the most important step, identify which parts of your process truly require human judgment, like empathy or creativity. These might not be suitable for full automation. Maybe your AI agent can handle 80% of the process, but complex complaints should always route to a human. Maybe the agent can draft responses, but a human should review them. Maybe the agent handles categorizations, but humans make the final decisions. So mark these on your process map. There are your agent's boundaries, and it's okay to have boundaries. A good AI agent that handles 70% of a process, reliable, is way better than a complex agent that tries to do 100% but fails constantly. So why does all this matter? 3 big reasons. First, clarity. Once you have your process mapped out, you'll realize whatever AI is even the right solution. Sometimes the real problem isn't that the process needs automation, it's that the process itself is broken, so fix the process first and then automate it. Second, scope control. When you see everything is written out, you can make smart decisions about what to automate first. Start with the simple high volume steps, save the complex edge cases for phase 2. Your process map becomes your roadmap. Third, better results. When you understand your process deeply, you write better prompts, design better agent logic, and catch problems before they happen. So your AI agent will be more accurate because you have given it a clear map to follow. So here are your action steps. Here's your action step. Before you build your AI agent, spend 2 hours mapping the process. Get out a whiteboard, grab a colleague, walk through every step together. Ask questions, find the edge cases, document the decisions. Those 2 hours will save you weeks of development time and prevent you from building something that doesn't actually solve your problem. So if you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe, because we're diving deep into practical AI implementations on this channel. It is not just an hype. So what process are you thinking about automating? Drop it in the comments and let's discuss whether it's a good candidate for an AI agent. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.